The movie begins in the Philippines, and we see that a zombie virus has spread throughout the city. Most people have been caught up in it, and those who have become infected are biting the remaining humans. After this, we see Francis and his family, and fortunately, they are still safe from the virus. Francis's family consists of his wife and 2 sons, whom he is taking to their family home in the village, because they believe that the zombie virus might only have spread in the cities. They hope the village is safe. So, they were going to the village hoping to be secure. Francis's mom and dad also used to live in this village. Well, after reaching the village, Francis went inside the house and was shocked to see that his father had taken his own life with a gun because he too had become infected. So, instead of turning into a zombie, he killed himself. Francis was not expecting any of this, so he was quite sad. Anyway, after this, he came out with his dad's gun. But he is shocked to see his mother standing there covered in blood. Her body is badly wounded because she had also turned into a zombie and was now crawling toward Francis to infect him too. Francis felt bad seeing this. So, reluctantly, he shot his mother as well, stealing his heart. After this, he buries his mom and dad's bodies in the fields so that their souls can rest in peace. Then he explains to his family, "Look, all of us will have to live here now. All the resources are here, there are fields, so we will get good food and we are safe here. There is plenty of water, so there won't be any problem." And his family agreed to this. Here we see that Francis and his wife, Eris, are upset with each other. It seemed like they had a big fight, so they were not talking. Well, now they decided to go to the storeroom to get necessary supplies from there. But here they saw that the caretaker's dead body was hanging. In fact, he had done this to save himself from the zombies. There are also some chickens here. So Francis tells his son to take the key out of the caretaker's pocket and free the chickens and bring them to him. But Francis's elder son was quite scared seeing this. So Francis said, "There is no time to be afraid. Think of this as your training, so that if a zombie ever comes in front of you, you can face it without fear." Well, after this, he fearfully started taking the keys out of the caretaker's pocket. But he was so nervous that the body fell on him. This made him feel terrible. Some blood also got on him. So he quickly went to the pump and started cleaning the blood. Seeing this, Eris got angry. She tells her husband, "Why are you teaching all this to my son already? He is still small." Francis said, "He is not small, he has grown up. If he wants to survive, he has to learn all this." We also noticed here that Francis loved his younger son more than his elder son. But why was that? Why was he discriminating between the 2 sons? We will soon find out. In the evening, after checking all the chores, Francis and Eris went to the basement. Francis gets very scared coming here. In fact, when he was a child, his father used to beat him badly for his small mistakes and kept him locked in the basement all day. Coming here after so many days brought back old memories, which made him afraid. But Eris comforted him. After this, they sat down to eat. Francis's elder son said, "My friend messaged me that she is going to a camp built on a nearby mountain with her mom and dad. That place is completely safe, and there are other survivors living there. So we should go there too." But Francis immediately refused to hear this. He said, "No, we will not go there at all, because we won't even be given proper food and drink there. And look here, we have everything to eat. There are heaps of food." But Eris did not like this because she herself did not want to stay here. Well, now when Francis was sleeping at night, he started having scary dreams about his dad, in which his dad was beating him badly. He woke up scared from this. Thinking all this, he decided to leave here and told his wife about it too. He says, "Okay, we will stay at that camp because the terrifying dreams of my childhood won't let me live here." That's why the very next day, they set off for that camp in their battered van. But after coming to a bridge a little further, they saw that there was a barricade gate ahead and many cars were parked on the side because the barricade gate was meant to block the road. Eris gets out of the car to open the road. But suddenly a fierce zombie comes there and tries to attack her. Seeing this, Francis immediately came out with a gun and shot the zombie. Now, hearing the sound of the gun, many zombies came here. To escape them, they hid inside the car. After this, Francis throws a bomb towards the zombies and blows them up. But the big problem here was that their van broke down. So they started covering the rest of the journey on foot. They had no other way to get out of the village. So they came back to the village. Then the next morning, Francis fixed his junk van again. But he doesn't tell his family about this because he had made up his mind that they would stay right here. He thinks that in the village I only get bad dreams, not these zombies, so no matter what happens, we will stay here now. That's why he fixes the house, installs lights, and then starts dancing with his family so that they can also have fun. After this, both of Francis's sons started looking at old pictures, which also had a picture of their uncle. Francis's younger son tells his older brother, "Brother, did you notice one thing? You look like your uncle, not like Dad." And hearing this, the elder brother was shocked because he understood, "Oh, so that's why my father is so angry with me, because he knew that I am not his son, but his brother's son." In fact, Eris had an affair with Francis's brother, after which this elder son was born. But despite this, Francis forgave his wife, after which he himself took care of both the children. But still, the elder boy was not his son, so he often vented his anger on him. But yes, still, Francis's intention was not to hurt the elder boy. Rather, he would regret it later and think, "What am I doing? Why am I doing this? That poor boy also needs a father. So I will take good care of him. I will take good care of him. After all, he is my responsibility." Hello, Eris goes out and a dog bites him. After which Eris puts a bandage on him, but she says that we have to go to the doctor, lest you get rabies. To which Francis says, "No, that dog had a collar around its neck, which means it is a pet, and such dogs do not have the rabies virus, so don't worry, nothing will happen to me." After this, Francis's elder son comes to him and says, "Dad, I also want to do something for my family so that I can be of use when needed." To which Francis said, "Son, you are still young, but if you really want to do something and you want to save your family, then tell me, can you take someone's life to save your family?" He says, "Absolutely, Dad, I will take anyone's life to save my family." That is why Francis gives him a gun and tells him to shoot in front. His son was scared, but Francis scares him more so that all the fear inside him comes out. Just then Eris and his younger son also arrive here. Seeing this, Eris told her husband, "What are you making him do? He is not capable of doing all this yet. Can't you see how scared he is?" Hearing his mother's voice, he shot, and hearing the sound of the bullet, zombies started coming here. That is why, to save their lives, they run inside the house. The zombies also came to the house chasing them. But before they could enter the house, a large vehicle came here, in which someone honked the horn and drew the attention of the zombies towards him. As soon as the zombies' attention went towards the vehicle, that man drove away with the vehicle, which saved these people's lives. But Francis had recognized that vehicle, which was actually his brother's. You understood absolutely correctly. The same brother with whom his wife had an affair and whose son was the elder one. That's why Francis went to meet his brother the next day, who was quite angry. So his brother said, "Oh, big brother, calm down a bit. I just came to see if Mom and Dad are fine." To which Francis said, "They died long ago." He also hands him the gun and tells him, "You have no business here either. Get lost from here, otherwise I will blow your head off with all 6 bullets. To which his brother says, "Oh brother, I have not come here to stay." After this, he gives him a map and says, "I heard there is a camp near the mountain, and this is the map to go there. If you feel like it, go there. Your life will be saved and I am going there too." But Francis did not want to take his brother's help. So he burns the map. But then he stopped. He started thinking that maybe the map would be useful in trouble. That is why he keeps the map with him. Well, after coming back, he puts wood on the windows so that the zombies absolutely cannot come inside. Well, now their younger son went to the basement while playing. Just then he saw an old zombie from the window, which scared the child badly. But then Eris came and comforted him and said, "Son, this is just an old zombie and it is also weak, so there is no need to be afraid of it." Now Francis had heard these things. That's why he goes and separates the head of that old zombie. Now when Francis was going to take a bath, his elder son came here. He also saw that map with Francis. But before he could do anything, Francis scolded him and drove him away from here. Here we understand from Francis's words that his behavior is deteriorating. And when they are having dinner at night, the elder son tells his mother that Dad has a map. That is why Eris started asking Francis, "Is he telling the truth?" But he clearly denies it, saying, "No, absolutely not, I don't have anything like that." He must have misunderstood something. After this, he also tells his children, "Do you know why your mother wants to leave here? She wants to go to my brother, with whom she had a terrible affair. She would have left you a few months ago, but she is stuck here because of the virus, poor thing." Now hearing this, both the children were quite surprised. The children asked Eris, "Mom, is this true?" To which she said, "Yes, I wanted to go to him." After which Francis takes out that map and burns it in front of everyone and says, "No one is going anywhere. Everyone will stay here, and this is my final decision." Although Eris also tries to stop him from doing this, he does not stop. He burns the entire map. Then he also closes the main door with wood so that no one can go out, and makes an excuse that there are zombies roaming outside, so it is better to close the door so that the zombies do not enter. Hearing this, the elder son said, "Dad, you are lying. There are no zombies outside, and you want to keep us captive here." Now hearing this, Francis's blood boiled, and he slapped his elder son. He says, "How dare you speak in between, and you are not even my child. That's why you cannot speak in between." Just then, a wounded soldier came and knocked on the door. He needed help. But Francis said, "Get out of here." Now the soldier had not been attacked by zombies. That is why the elder's son forcefully opened the door and took the soldier inside. The soldier said, "I live at that camp on the mountain. But today there was a zombie attack there, which destroyed the entire camp. Then a man came there with a car, who saved me from the zombies, and he gave me the address of this house, telling me to go there. That is my brother's house. You can stay there comfortably." And honestly, he was a very kind person. And now I don't know if he will even be alive or not. He was referring to Francis's brother, because, "I managed to escape, but the zombies had surrounded him from all sides." Hearing this, Eris became very sad that something might happen to him. But still, she gives the soldier permission to stay in this house. Francis said, "Okay, you can stay here, but you will stay away from my family in the basement," and he agreed to this. Now at night, the elder son goes to his mom and cries, saying, "Mom, I know I am not Francis's son. That's why he doesn't love me, but I love Francis and everyone else. I consider everyone my family. But I think there must be some safe place outside where we can live comfortably. So Mom, please give me permission to go outside so that I can keep my family safe." But Eris is not ready for this. But he insists repeatedly, so what could poor Eris do? She agreed, and he runs away from the house. The next morning, when Francis does not find the elder son in the house, he starts looking for him everywhere, wondering where he went. But when he found the door open, he understood that he had run away from here. That is why he became very angry. He picked up a hammer and kills that wounded soldier. After which he hits Eris and knocks her unconscious. And when her eyes opened, she found herself in the basement. The younger son was also there because Francis had locked both of them here. That is, he has gone more mad. Just then her eyes fell on the dog that had bitten Francis. So Francis kills that dog and took its meat to his wife and children to feed them. But when Eris refused to eat it, Francis angrily threw the plate down. There was a knife in the plate. When he went up, Francis thought of hiding it so that he could free himself with its help. But the poor woman's luck was not that good. Because then Francis also sees that knife and picks it up and keeps it with him and once again locks both of them in the basement and goes out from there. But Eris made a plan and told her son to scream loudly. As soon as her son screamed, Francis came down to the basement hearing the noise. As soon as he came inside, Eris attacked him and came out comfortably with her son and locked Francis inside. After which, Francis started having thoughts of his dad, how his dad used to oppress him, which scares him very much. When Eris and her younger son come out of the basement, Francis's brother arrives here, who is now a zombie. He starts attacking both of them, so the two start running away to save their lives. But he catches Eris. Hearing his brother's voice, Francis started getting angry. He thinks that maybe he will turn my family into a zombie. Just when his zombie brother is about to bite Eris, Francis breaks open the basement door and comes out. He attacks his brother and pushes him aside, after which he kills him. Just then Francis's son comes, crying, because his brother had bitten his arm. That is, he will also become a zombie. Seeing this, his parents panicked. What happened? What will we do now? But Eris bravely cuts off her son's hand so that the virus does not spread further, and after bandaging his wound, she tells Francis, "Bring the van quickly. We have to take him to a hospital somewhere." So Francis runs to get the van. But here, his elder son, who was standing with a gun, sees Francis. And seeing him covered in blood, he thinks that dad has probably gone completely mad and has also killed their mom. So he shoots Francis. But when he came near Francis, he strokes his cheek and says, "My child, I have always considered you my son, and if I ever hurt your feelings because of me, then forgive me." With this fool also realizes that he has made a mistake by shooting him. He says, "Dad, forgive me. This happened unintentionally." But now Francis was gone. But this breaks his son. He was very sad about what he had done. Well, now that elder son starts going towards the house with the van, where Eris was waiting for Francis to arrive at home. But how could she know that he was dead now? Now neither Francis nor his brother, who would take care of her, was left for this poor woman. That's why now all the responsibility was on Eris. Where this poor woman will now raise her children alone, that two at a time when the zombie virus is spread everywhere. And now we will see their further journey in the next part of this film.